same.
I thought Paddy Donovan was incredible. You know, I think that Lewis did all the right things to get himself in a position that he needed to get early in the fight, which was up close and within range. But I just felt that he wasn't letting his hands go when he got the opportunity to do it. And so, like, I always felt that the first 6 rounds were going to be really important. And Lewis had to try and find a way to get in range. And he did it. But when he got there, he was a bit sloppy, throwing big shots over the top rather than trying to work the body. And, you know, I thought it was quite competitive very early. And then Paddy just started dominating the fight. I mean, the 2-point deductions were, you know, were the only thing, well, I don't know, I think the only thing that was making it competitive. You know, I mean, I think a lot of what Andy said, you know, makes sense. I do think Paddy, Sonny Edwards made a good point, which was like, Lewis was just there. He wasn't moving his head. Paddy was moving his head, and he'd punch sometimes, and then he'd lean with his head. I don't feel like 2 points were justified, if I'm honest. I think one of the headbutts might have warranted a point because of the warning. I thought maybe the other one was harsh. He did use the elbow once in the fight, but again, like, you know, I just don't know if you know, I don't know if it should be an isolated incident or you're combining everything that's happened during the fight. And I don't know if there's an actual rule as to what you should do as a referee. Do you say, no, I've given you your 2 points for the headbutts. This is not a headbutt. This is a separate foul. You've punched him after the bell. Or are you going, no, I'm sick and tired of you. You've done 2 headbutts. I saw an elbow in there as well. You punched him at the bell. You're out of it. Probably the latter. Do you know what I mean? But I think there's a lot of...
I would have said the former. Like a footballer on a yellow card, don't go off your feet, and he went, you know, and maybe gives the ref a decision.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, no, but my was, I think it was a culmination.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying, not, yeah. So I don't think Marcus McDonnell, if that had just happened as an isolated incident, I think he would have said, right, you've hit him after the bell, understand it was just after the bell, but you've got 5 minutes or whatever the ruling is, go away, blah, 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 we'll restart the fight. You know, that is when, you know, sometimes it would be good for the ref just to go, right, you've got 1 minute, ref, with you guys just to say, this is what I've done. And he might sit there and go, he repeatedly used his head, I saw him use his elbow, he punched him after the bell, I've had enough, he's out. Thank you very much, boys, I'm going home. Do you know what I mean? But like,
you haven't spoken to Mark?
No, you don't really, I mean, sometimes you do in the ring, but it's not really the thing to do, if I'm honest. Like, it's a tough job, like, it's not an easy job. But I do think Andy's point as well, and Bellew said it as well, like, he was quite a long way from the action. Like, if the fight is about, I mean, it could have, you know, that one more punch stops the fight. So when you hear the 10 seconds, you know, it's like, ding, 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 okay, boom, you're in. And it was ding, 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 crash, bang, and he was kind of over here. But look, again, like, it's hindsight, isn't it? So,
they do say that controversy creates cash.
Yeah.
How much bigger a fight now is it?
You saw the atmosphere tonight, it's unbelievable. And it's controversy of this. It's it's twice as big, the fight. But it's still like, I can't sit here and go, I'm happy about it.
Yeah,
because there's absolutely, it's not like it's been an absolute war. And both guys go, I want the rematch, I want the rematch. Like Billy Nelson and Lewis Crocker, they're not, like, I don't think they're going to be queuing, they're now mandatory for the world title. So really, the only chance that Paddy's got, probably, is the IBF saying, we don't agree with the decision, or, you know, we're not sure about the decision, so what we're going to do is we're going to order the rematch and for the mandatory position. And then he will take the rematch, because he'll have to, you know, and he'll make a lot of money doing it. And by the way, I think Lewis Crocker could be a lot better than he was tonight. I don't actually think he boxed that well tonight, if I'm honest.
Eddie, what do you think of the whole match, the whole fight, like, as a whole?
Yeah, intriguing fight. I mean, it was a weird fight because they didn't leave each other. You know, I expected Paddy Donovan to move more, but Lewis didn't let him because he was actually cutting him off really well. But when he was in there, I'm like, throw.
Yeah.
You know, like, you got him there. I didn't expect him to be there. I expected him to be there, angles. And in the end, Paddy felt really comfortable in
It was
the
more
pocket.
centre of the ring. It wasn't really around the edges of the ring. It was really centre.
And Paddy felt comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah.
And boxed beautifully, touch, little small angles, sharp shots to the body. I think he hurt Lewis to the body a couple of times.
Yeah.
And obviously, look, also, don't forget that the cuts were caused by headbutts, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So, and they were bad. And his eyes were battered, and
when they're closed, obviously. Then
but when the knockdown comes, you sort of see him get up and look at Billy Nelson as if to say, "Fuck's sake!" Like, my eyes are in pieces here, and I thought the end was near. I mean, it was near. It was that round.
What do you want next?
I would listen. It's very difficult because I represent Lewis Crocker. I represent Paddy Donovan. You can't really win. All I can do is be honest.
Okay.
And I feel like the controversy of that fight deserves a rematch.
Eddie, thanks so much for the question.
Eddie, just reflect on the whole fight card for me. An excellent night of boxing, all in all, from top to bottom as well.
Yeah, I mean, where can we start? Aaron Bowen, exciting as always. I mean, Elif Turner.
Wow.
I mean, listen, that girl has messaged me for 5 years saying, just give me one chance. I know her team and everything. And she's renowned as a handful and a big puncher. Quality-wise, like, no one really knows because she's never really fought anyone. But she's just said, look, one chance, and she's been very, not cold in a bad way, but very, like, they were so confident going into this fight. Listen, you've got to give props to Shauna Brown, like, Spencer Brown, Gold Star ever, and I said, look, you can do a 10-round fight here. She's very well ranked. It's a big opportunity. Elif had 10 days' notice, and Shauna Brown and the team went, yeah, we'll have it. We want these big challenges. And she made the ultimate mistake, which was to come out and trade with her chin in the air against a massive puncher. And there is a chance that Elif Turner could be something extremely special and very dangerous as well. Farrell fight was great fun as well. Big win for Stephen Ward. I really enjoyed the Kurt Walker fight. I actually thought it was very close. I didn't think that Woodstock won the fight, but I could have given him 5 rounds. I thought 96. They didn't start working. His work rate was unbelievable. Craig Richards dominated. I think Poddy's done now. I think that's his lot. As is Tommy McCarthy, I think, as well. And then, of course, the main event, which is going to get everybody talking for the next couple of weeks.
What next for?
There about the fight being bigger. Obviously, Carl Frampton spoke to the Irish Football Association yesterday, and they want to hold another fight card at Windsor Park. Would that be a suitable venue, or would you like to have something closer for Paddy next time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's never say we've outgrown the Odyssey squad, or the SSE, but we were sold out with. We could have done another 1,000 or so tickets tonight, I think, over the last few days. So an outdoor event in the summer would make sense, but it's going to take time. Like, I think Billy and Lewis will feel like, I had a few words with Billy after, nothing major, but it's like, I think the problem is, he's going to want me to say he deserved to be disqualified. He's going to want me to say, help me out with the IBF. Do you know what I mean? And I would just have to sit back and say, all I can do is be honest. I don't know if it was right or wrong. I think there's an argument both ways. But it was after the bell. There's no doubt about that. And that's what I was arguing about Billy, because Andy came over to me and he said, I said, I have to watch it back. I think it was after the bell, but I need to see it. And then Billy came over and he said, what do you mean you need to see it? It was after the bell. I said, I think it was, but just let me see it. And I saw it and I was like, yes, it was after the bell. There's no doubt it was after the bell. And that's the problem Paddy has. You can't say it was on the bell, because it weren't on the bell.
We've seen the way governing bodies work. Obviously, Sean McComb last year been brought in America and de-ranked from the WBO. Could you see also a situation where the IBF don't give the immediate rematch, and then obviously Paddy gets de-ranked by...
No, he definitely wouldn't get de-ranked. I mean, I can see a situation where they don't order a rematch, and I can definitely see a situation where they do order a rematch. It's everybody, like, again, going back, I know it was quite a while ago now, but going back to Froch Groves, yeah, I didn't think they would order a rematch for George Groves, because I do think the stoppage was early, but I think he was on his way to getting stopped, and I just didn't think they'd do it, and they did it. This is a lot, I actually think this is a lot more controversial than Frochgroves, in the sense that there's so many different opinions. Do you know what I mean? And that was a world title fight. This is only a final eliminator. So it's almost like it's not that big a decision for the IBF to reorder it. If you order a massive name champion rematch in some way, it's like, yeah, this is just, oh look, you guys, it's a final eliminator, a good fight.
You're stuck in an awkward situation though, because if they say that a foul is a foul, the referee was right, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because Paddy's going to go off, Lewis is always going to be happy because he gets his word.
Yeah, but again, at that point, I actually prefer the IBF at this point to make the decision for. Do you know what I mean? I can't make the decision. All I can say to Crocker is, I think the rematch is massive. Here's the money, what do you think? And I will be doing that, 100%. You know, but he might say, and he's well within his rights to say, no, we want to see what happens with Ennis and Stanionis first in 5 weeks' time, and then see what they do. And that's probably what I would do if I was them.
So on that point, Eddie, considering he did, lose every round on 200 his cards, he's pushing for a world title. Is that why?
Yeah, that's what Yeah, maybe, but do you beat Paddy Donovan? You know, I mean, Paddy's a very good fighter. I think Lewis can be a lot better than he was tonight, if I'm honest. But Paddy looked very good and looked he was in control.
Last couple guys.
Eddie, just on the stoppage, is there an argument to say that Paddy Donovan was in combination and then lands that punch after the bell? Is there an argument that he's in sequence of punches?
That's
Would that
not
be
a thing, is it?
No, but like it's
Bell's
hard.
the bell. I mean,
Like
it
it doesn't.
throwing or not. I mean,
Does it not lead into what Andy was saying, where the ref needs to be closer to it to stop that combination?
I do think the ref wasn't close enough. But Marcus McDonald, he's a very good ref.
Agree.
I mean, he's very experienced. And sometimes you're not quite in the right position, and obviously that's an incident where you get to analyse it, and then others you don't analyse how close they are to the bell. But it wasn't, you know, 5 shots and his head was going back. He pushed him back, one shot, bob, and then ding, 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 you know, and then it's after the bell. So it wasn't like bom, 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 and the head was going back, and it was just in the sequence of those. It was one big shot, but he was still attacking. I mean, you know.
Eddie, what was your thoughts on Billy Nelson and the celebration? A lot of people on social media seem to just put in a poor taste, bit of a hollow victory.
Yeah, I think you have to celebrate. It wasn't really to celebrate. It was more like they get in there and they're kind of, you know, you're really jockeying your position with the ref. Come on, ref, like that's got to be a disqualification. He's punched him after the bell. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, to celebrate. Look, I think at the end of the day, it's such a heated environment. No one's going to be acting normal. But I think that Lewis isn't here. I don't think Lewis is happy. I don't think Lewis will be happy with his performance. I think he won't be happy with the criticism of, you know, should it have been a thing. He'll be thinking to himself, I got punched after the bell. But Paddy was on the way to winning the fight. That's the reality. And, you know, say Lewis got lucky. I don't think he would have wanted it to play out like that, if I'm honest. But, you know, all of a sudden he won the fight when it looked like he was never going to win the fight.